Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will go through all the different raid weapon models that we will be able to get in the first raid of the War Within. So we have some pretty cool weapons, and honestly, I'm really satisfied with what they look like. So first, let's start with the two-handed mace. So as you can see, this is pretty cool in terms of design. Of course, you have like all the spidery look on the axe. And then you will have a lot of very interesting tints. So for instance, here, this is like a black and white version. Then you have this really cool blue and almost gold, but like copper version. Again, I think the tints on these different axes and on most weapons from the raid are pretty interesting. Then we have this one right here, which reminds me a little bit of Maldraxxus in Shadowlands. I like this weapon as well. Then we have the purple version, and then the red version, which is obviously phenomenal. And finally, also this one right here, which is a little bit more just normal, but still very nice. So these different weapons, again, will be available in the raid, and I do think they look super cool. So then we have the different bows, and I think the bows also look really nice. For once, it changes a little bit to what we are used to get, and they do remind me a little bit more of some of the bows from the Burning Crusade, which I think were really good. So here again, we have the blue tint, we have this green tint right here, then the purple one, which is really nice, and the red one, of course, and finally this white version right here. So again, I think these different bows look super cool and are pretty different than what we used to get. Then we have the crossbows. So here for the crossbows, it's still very similar to what we're used to get. But again, I think the different tints on the weapon makes them still like a little bit more interesting than other weapons we got in the past. Still, I'm not the biggest fan of these different crossbows in general. But again, at least they're a little bit more interesting than others. Then we have the warglaives. And here for the warglaives, I'm really happy because usually I'm saying that warglaives are a little bit boring because there is so much that Blizzard can do with them. But I think here with, again, these glowing effects, they did a really good job. I mean, when you look at this weapon, for instance, this is something really nice. And then, of course, you have all the other tints, which are also incredible. So I think for the different warglaives, this is a big W. I mean, look at this one, for instance. And I do think a lot of demon hunters are going to be extremely happy with these different weapons right here. So these are absolutely phenomenal. Then we have this one right here, which is one of the fist weapons you will be able to get. And again, this is a unique design. This is really nice. And something that, I'm more than happy to have in the game. Then we have these Overfist weapons right here. So these ones are already a little bit more similar to what we're used to get. Even though they're still nice, I think they're way less interesting than the one we saw just before. Still, for instance, like this version is pretty nice and some of the other ones, but overall the different fist weapons over than this one are a little bit boring as well. Then after that, we have the different daggers. So here again, we're gonna have the same type of color scheme, and I do think the effects and everything, the details on these weapons are great. So as you can see, again, we have the blue, we then have this green/blue version. Then we have right here the purple version, which I think looks super cool. Of course, the red one, and then the white one. So these are pretty nice daggers. I don't know how big they will be, but I hope they will be pretty big because that's always nice. Then we have the one-handed mace. So these ones are, again, pretty nice, but a little bit more boring. I mean, it's nice that you have a little bit more spikes, with a little more colors. But overall, I don't know. I don't think this is a phenomenal weapon, and I don't think a lot of players are really going to use them a lot. But maybe I'm wrong on these ones. And then we have the two-handed maces. And here, that's already way better. So as you can see, we have, for instance, here the blue version. Again, this specific blue, I think, looks super cool. So this is really a nice weapon. Then we have this version right here. Then we have the purple version, which is super cool as well. Of course, the red version, and then the white version. So these different two-handed maces, I think, look really cool. And I can't really remember the last time I was impressed with a two-handed mace. So I'm happy with these different weapons right here. Then we have the different pole arms. So here again, we have the dark version. We have this blue version right here. We have the green one, the purple one, the red one, and finally the white one. Again, I think these look pretty cool, a little bit less interesting than some of the other weapons, but they still look great. And again, the tint and also the effects on the weapon and everything is really well put together. So still some really good pole arms that we will be getting in this new expansion. Then we have the different shields, and for the shields, I think this is really, really good. So first, for instance, as you can see, we have this one. I do love the fact that there is this like silver armor on top, and then the red or purple part is under. So this red version, for instance, is really nice. Of course, the purple version is also absolutely fantastic. And then we also have this one, and the blue version is just, I mean, this is a work of art in my opinion. And then finally, we have this one right here. And then we have other type of shields, and these are even better. So really, this is absolutely amazing. I think in terms of shields, these are probably some of the best I've seen in a very, very long time. They remind me a little bit of the ones you can get from the trading post, but they're just better. And they look super, super badass. So we have this version, the purple. Of course, the red version is awesome. And then also this one right here. Then after that, we have some more weapons. We have the different staves. So for the staves, I'm honestly a little bit disappointed. I think these are very underwhelming. You can barely really see anything. And yeah, overall, these are not really good staves. So these ones won't be remembered, I think, for how good they look. Then we have the one-handed swords. So these are super, super nice. This one especially reminds me a little bit of the special edition you were able to get when the Warcraft movie was released for Warriors of Draenor. Of course, not with the same tint or the same vibe, but just this like short sword that I think looks really nice. So we have the dark version, which is so nice. Then we have this one as well. We have the purple and the red, and of course at the end we also have the white version. So again, I think a lot of people are going to be able to make extremely cool transmog sets with all these different weapons. Oh, and we also have this normal version without any tints or anything like that, which is nice to have a normal model. And then we have the two-handed sword. So here, I'm pretty sure that this weapon is incomplete and that basically this is only the handle, and that then we're going to get something similar to like something like that, or maybe just the glow effect. Because it's very weird and it's definitely not a two-handed sword right now. So that's my theory, but definitely, in my opinion, they're not complete. So we have the blue version, the green version, this purple version, this one right here, and this one right here. Again, this is my theory, but let me know in the comments if you think these are the final versions of these two-handed swords, but they don't look like two-handed swords, in my opinion. Then we have the offhands. Here, I would say it's pretty okay. Nothing too crazy. Also, the colors are not super vibrant, so these ones are a little bit boring. Again, we have way better offhands items in the game. And that's it. We don't have the wands or anything like that. So let me know in the comments what you think about all these different weapons. I really think some of them are absolutely incredible. And I'm super excited to get some of these weapons in the War Within. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you think. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos. And in the meantime, I wish you all a great evening. Bye.